Hi everyone, I am here today to talk about the Fenty summer collection, which is kind of exciting because most of the limited edition collections from Fenty don't really inspire me. When I saw this particular collection and it made me feel something, I was kind of excited that that was true because again, it just like hasn't been. So if you don't know, the summer collection is called Bronze All Over, I think. And there were 3 baked blushes, there were 3 lip oils, 2 liquid eyeliners, and arguably, though it's not part of the bronze thing, part of the summer collection is the tinted sunscreen, which came out in 10 shades. So I did not get the liquid eyeliners because I don't really do eyeliner. I'm very bad at eyeliner, and I have like this little, just a little bit of a hood that keeps me from being able to do eyeliner very well. So of course, blush, why wouldn't I be into it? And the blushes are $26 each. The packaging is pretty cool. I like that design. Inside, they look like this. Now, I think conceptually the blushes are meant to be 3 shades of different depths, but like the same kind of shade. I still got all 3 because to me they're each beautiful and different. And so this is the lightest one, Fresh Peach. And this is not a first impression, I've worn these before. So that's a single swatch of Fresh Peach. I think if I block out my face, it'll focus. And I'll do one more to build it up. And now Fresh Peach is described as a mid-tone peach with gold pearl. And then the next depth is going to be Juicy Peach, which looks like this. And Juicy Peach is described as a pink orange with gold pearl. That's Juicy Peach in one swatch. It almost doesn't really need building up, but. And then the last shade is Baked Peach, which is a deep pink orange. So there's definitely like the biggest jump in depth between the first one and the second one. And then the second 2 are more similar. The other thing too, I'm gonna try, I hope this gets close. But this first one is definitely the one where that pearl comes off the most as actual glitter, whereas it is more pearly down here. While I'm thinking about it, these are called Blushlighters. They are meant to be sparkly, so I'm just gonna real quick. They're much thicker and I guess grittier. This is Rare Beauty Enjoy. So this is still kind of more metallic than these are. So what I'm gonna do is obviously cheek swatches, and then I'm gonna do like because there are 3 colors, I'm gonna do cheek swatches of 2, and then I'll take those off. And then the last round, I'm gonna use the tinted sunscreen, which I did get in the shade 3, and apply the 3rd blush as kind of a full look. Then we also have the lip oils. And I have all 3 of the lip oils. I love lip oils, so the lip oil trend is like, it's for me, okay? It is for me. I'm that target demographic. And then I also really like the Fenty Gloss Bombs. Like those are also for me. It's one of my favorite lip gloss formulas. I don't know why. I think they smell like black cherry Kool-Aid, which I know some people don't like the Fenty lip gloss bomb smell. I really do. Anyway, and then I love lip oils and I love these colors, so it was just kind of like, well, these are meant for me. So real quick, we will do swatches of these, and I think I'll just go straight to lip swatches on these, honestly. So the first one is Superfine Sugar, and this is described as a white gold. These are also $26 each. So this kind of went a little crazy there. really cute. I think the applicator is different than the gloss bombs. It's like this paddle instead of like that really thick doe foot. And they're like cushiony, a little thick. Not as slidey as some lip oils are. And that one's just like a super easy to wear one. And these smell a little like vanilla frosting. They remind me a little bit of the Maybelline Lifter Gloss smell, though that one is a lot sweeter. I don't really like that one because to me it's too sweet, so don't fear if that was your experience as well. I think this is more subtle, but it's not that fruity gloss bomb scent. You also can't feel the glitter in these. Next shade is Frosted Buns, which is described as an amber gold. And on my lips, kind of doesn't look like much of a color. Maybe I will hand swatch these because if you don't have lips like my color, it might be more helpful. And this one, I don't know if it's gonna pick up on camera, but up close, it's got like a pink gold like flip. And then in the swatch, there's like a little bit of blue reflect. So cool. Okay, so that's that. Here are the swatches of the first two. So, I mean, they are clear lip oils, so it's not like you're gonna get intense swatches. The last one is Kappa Cookie, which is described as a copper. And this one you can definitely see like there's color to it. I know this one isn't going to be for everyone because it's kind of like a metallic warm brown. I love it. Let me swatch that one for you. I mean, it is copper. So there are the oils. I'm very happy to have these. They're just really easy to like throw in a bag and use. So I've been using those quite a lot already. I don't know why I wiped that one off. I could have left it. It's fine. So blushes. I think the one that I want... Okay, I know that the best way to do this is actually going to be to have the two deeper shades side by side for comparison. And then the light one on its own. But that's not what I want to do, but it's what we're going to do. So let's start with Juicy Peach, which is the middle shade. Kind of keep trying different brushes with these. They are a little bit harder pressed, which I think isn't bad. It's just something to note. So... And I don't want to go on too heavy at first because I kind of want you to see how they can be worn and not just that built up pigment, which I will build it up for you. But that is, see, it goes on pretty intense. This is a pretty soft brush. So it's not really collecting a ton of pigment all at once. And it still goes on pretty intense, which is, I mean, the thing is, it's not a bad thing either sometimes. Because I don't think it's too intense, but you can definitely tell that there's pigment there. And then I'm going to go in the other cheek with, what is this one? Baked Peach, which is theoretically the darkest of them. So again, I'm just going to try to go in lightly at first. This is an even softer brush, so yeah, you can definitely see you can get a soft look with it. All depends on the kind of brush that you're going to use. And there is like an ever so slight difference between these two. I think these brushes are not... They're applying fine, but they're not really blending it in well. For some reason, nothing wants to stick right there. Okay. That might be a me problem. Weird. There is a lot of shimmer. So I hope that's coming through. This side is a little less so. So they're not all created equal in that regard. I think the like shimmer is a little bit different between them. And I'm just building this up a little, trying to buff it in. but still like a ton of glow, right? So remember, this one is described as a deep pink orange, and Juicy Peach is just a pink orange. I'm gonna add a little bit more on this side, just because that opacity can sometimes show you the difference. I think these two shades are really similar. Like, that's where, for me, it gets a little intense. But I just want you to see kind of that full intensity difference between the two. And how, as you build up that, the color, you are really building up the shimmer. But there you can see the undertone difference the most of the blushes. But if you're wearing them light, how I think most people are going to wear them, they're very, very similar. And I like both of these colors a lot. Let me go ahead and take these off, and then we will apply the tinted moisturizer. All right, so like I said, I got the shade 3. There are 10 shades of this. They do run the spectrum really well, and they are kind of sheer, so you'll get more flexibility out of them. This retails for $42, but $42 gets you this, and an additional $6 gets you this. So keep that in mind. You don't need this to make it work, but I wanted it because this is ugly on its own. But this is where you'll see like your shade and everything. I hadn't tried the regular tinted moisturizer. It's mineral sunscreen, which is not necessarily my preference, and it's only SPF 30, so it's not a ton. I don't have sunscreen on underneath this, and I wouldn't recommend making this your only sunscreen, but whatever. So this is 2 pumps, and I'm going to go in with a sponge. So you can see shade 3 is pretty yellow, but I thought, I'm just in a weird stage where I really thought that shade 2 was going to be too light, and the undertone might have been better, but I wanted to be able to wear it during the summer, so I went with 3. Now the thing I like about it is how quickly that blends out. Pretty effortless. I'm going to do another little pump and get my forehead. All right. So you can see the finish of it. It's actually quite pretty, but it is very moisturizing, which is kind of why I didn't want to do sunscreen underneath it for today. I don't need a lot underneath it as far as like moisture and skincare, because it does a lot of that for me. I don't own a Fenty concealer, so I'm just going to use my Kosas because it's closest to me. And I think when you have like the, you know, my chest and my shoulders in, it's not quite so bad looking of a shade match. My neck is just such a tattletale, and so are my ears, but I don't like putting makeup on my ears because I don't like washing my ears every night. Anyways, this twist down, that's kind of cool. I think the finish is really pretty. It accepts powder pretty well. I am just gonna lightly powder my cheeks because I don't wanna wait for this to settle in on its own. I think it accepts powder pretty well, which is good. If you like the glowy, good, but you can powder it down. And I have dry skin, which I say a lot in videos, but just as a reminder. So if you don't have dry skin, keep that in mind, that this might not be for you because it is meant to be really hydrating, which is kind of nice. A lot of mineral sunscreens are really thick, which is one of the reasons I don't like them. I don't like the texture of them. So, and they're getting better. They are getting better, but I like that this one is just sort of thin and moisturizing feeling. Okay, so the last shade that we have to try is Fresh Peach. This one is actually probably my least favorite. Let's show you why. So you get so much glow, but a lot of it's glitter, more so than in the other 2 shades. This is actually, I think, the nicest it's applied. So maybe that fluffy brush is the way to go with this. It's a good color. I think it's a cute color on me. It's just, it's very glitter forward, if you will. But that's actually kind of cute. Yeah, all right, that's cute. All right, folks. Oh, I gotta put the lip oils on. I'm gonna do my Lisa Eldridge lip liner in the shade 2W. I'm gonna do that middle shade, Frosted Buns. I like that a lot. I'll try to do a check-in about the sunscreen. It's not a first impression. I think it actually wears pretty well for a tinted sunscreen. So far, I think of the ones that have released this year, it's my favorite. Anyway, I do like it better than Super Goop, is I guess what I'm trying to say. And I'll try to do a check-in, like I said. I'm sorry I haven't been doing like eye looks in my videos. Part of it is because I have the itchiest, wateriest eyes, and so doing them before or even doing them during, I just know that this is gonna keep happening if I film in the morning, and it's easiest for me to film in the morning if I wanna do check-ins. I've also been in such an eyeshadow rut lately that doing eye looks on camera or for camera just feels like too much pressure, whereas if I just do them on my own time afterwards, I feel like it doesn't matter as much, even though, like in this case, if I do a check-in, you're gonna see it. I don't know, it feels like I don't have a time crunch. That's all for the blushes and the glosses, the lip oils, which I think are lovely. Look at that shine. They don't sink into lip lines, just look good. This was a super exciting launch from Fenty for me. I think they did a really good job. I would love to see more of this kind of a thing. Just color, I like color, it's fun. I wish that she would do eyeshadow again, but like in a good way. Anyway, I'll see you later, and if not, I'll pin a comment about how it wore. That was my chair. Bye. This is such an unfair look at this foundation at the end of the day, but it is about 10:30, and it looks okay for being like a tinted SPF. My skin actually looks really dry today, which is weird, but it could have been because we did blush swatches first and my cellar water, and you have to ignore all of the wear around my mouth because I was fidgeting and touching my face a lot, so that's all of that. But you can see where I don't touch my face, it held on just fine. Just a little bit dry, and then my eyes continue to be like weepy all day, and so that's, yeah, like I said, it's not a super fair wear test, but it is what it is, and I remembered to check in, so hooray.